The Supreme Court just picked up a debate, a case that could lead to basically the destruction of the U.S. dollar and the U.S. dominance of the world currencies. It actually has nothing to do with the Fed, on its surface. But frankly, I think this could have everything to do with the independence of the Fed, whether Donald Trump can fire Jerome Powell, basically, which he wants to do, but he doesn't have the legal right to do. This all goes back to 1935. In 1935, Franklin Roosevelt wanted to fire a member of the Federal Trade Commission who he felt was sabotaging his efforts. The guy was a Republican. He was, whatever. And the problem is that the Federal Trade Commission people are appointed in a very, very similar fashion to the chairman of the Fed and the members of the Board of Governors. And the law says that those people can only be fired for cause, both the FTC and the Fed. So now here comes this lawsuit about the FTC. This is called the Humphreys Executor. In 1935, Franklin Roosevelt tried to fire this guy, Humphreys Executor, and lost. So the Supreme Court ruled in 1935, no, you cannot fire these people because the law says you can only fire them for cause. You can't fire them because you don't like what they're doing. They have to have committed a crime or refused to show up for work. I mean, you have to have a legitimate reason to fire somebody rather than just you don't like what they're doing or you disagree with what they're doing. And that applied to the Federal Trade Commission. It applied to the Federal Reserve Bank. It applied to multiple other agencies as well. But here we come now. Trump fired a member of the National Labor Relations Board. Again, one of these agencies where you have presidential appointments, and once they're in, they're not supposed to be able to be fired unless there is cause. And yet Trump fired a Democratic member of the National Labor Relations Board and a Democratic member of the Merit Systems Protection Board, which is, associated with that. And both of these people who were fired sued and said, this is illegal. This is a violation of the Humphreys Executive Order 1935 case, where the Supreme Court said, no, the president can't sue the people in positions like us. And the court invited both sides to submit their briefs by the end of the day yesterday. So we don't know yet whether the court is going to grant cert on this, although they have taken this first step of saying, we will read your briefs, which is a big first step. And if they grant cert, it means that they're going to have an actual court case. There's going to be an actual hearing before the all nine justices, and the court will rule on this. And if they rule in Trump's favor, if they say, yes, Donald, you are the king of the executive branch, you can do whatever you damn well please, you can fire these people, then Trump will have the authority under that ruling, unless they specifically exempt the Fed, which is extremely unlikely. Trump will have the power, the authority to fire Jerome Powell, whose term would otherwise, I believe, expire next year. But Trump wants to get rid of him because he wants interest rates to come down, because he knows that that'll goose the market, that'll lift the market, although it'll also lift inflation, which might hurt the market. I mean, who knows? It's pretty hard, when you start doing things that are just not rational, they're not the way things have always been done, they're just, very, very problematic, then it's really hard to predict what the outcome will be. But I just want to put that on your radar screen. This could be a very, very big case in what seems to be this little technical thing about the Department of Labor.